and his one semifinal. Brian Voss, Randy, telling us how excited he was to have such success in Memphis 2 weeks ago. He thinks that dramatic win over Danny Wiseman, having to double plus pin count in the 10th frame, will carry him a long way in terms of his momentum and focus and success on the lanes.
Yeah, it's just a giant confidence boost for Brian Voss.
He's on the way. And a great start.
Well, just like what we saw 2 weeks ago from Brian, those two perfect shots in the 10th frame.
I can hear you.
Here's Lonnie Waliczek from Wichita. We are not only honored to have Gordie Howe throw out the ceremonial first ball. Waliczek, great start of his first ball, but Gordie with us as well in the booth. You have quite a bowling heritage, Gordie, going way back to where you met your wife Colleen, correct?
About 53 years ago, yes. We met her at the, I used to walk after practice, and I'd let this young one to get them all.
That's the match win total for Waliczek this week. Lonnie, who made the TV show for the first time this season in Memphis a couple of weeks ago, but lost in his first match. Says he got a little too excited after a good start. We'll see how he focuses after his first strike here. Split.
If he doesn't get excited, he's not human.
Exactly.
That's why I felt a ton better when I get on the ice and somebody hit me. Then I'm into the game.
Gordie, excuse me, we have to get the ball over into this zone here, slide that 4-pin over into the 10. You've probably made that a couple of times.
Yeah, when I miss the net.
Instead, misses both. So an open frame. And Randy, we just talked about how nervous he was beginning of the TV match that he had in Memphis with a great start. Does the same thing here.
It's pretty hard to do, get it back that fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, we had the hockey team used to practice Monday. We had off, so we did that. We
did a lot of bowling?
Did a lot of bowling every Monday.
Who was the best bowler?
That lady.
Well,
yeah, she had a 236, and the last day I beat her by 2.
Wow.
Hockey's greatest couple, there they are. Gordie and Colleen Howe. First ever female inductee into the USA Hockey Hall of Fame. Very impressive contributions to the sport.
Well, we weren't being paid that much. We put her home for collateral to build a ring for the kids. So yeah, that's how I felt about her there. Get them all.
Voss on lane 39, that comes in a bit high, and he'll have 2 pins to contend with for his mark.
Yeah, that ball goes high, and you know, I talked to the players prior to the start today, and they all told me the same thing. The left lane has more friction, so you're going to see the balls hooking more on that lane. The right lane played a little bit better all week long, and it's playing a little bit better today.
So Gordie, way back when you were one of your many decades of professional hockey, did the guys use bowling as a way to relax?
To get together.
Yep.
That's a basic rule.
Voss picks up the mark. We'll see how much the open frame for Waliczek damages his chances to advance on to the semifinals. This is the wild card match, and we are pleased to be joined by legendary Gordie Howe. Joe Louis Arena, just about half an hour or so away, where the Stanley Cup champion Red Wings play. That crosses all the way over, and a Brooklyn strike.
And a nice break. That ball is a lot further left than Lonnie's first shot on that lane.
That was uglier.
Yeah, well, Lonnie, not your best, that's for sure, buddy, but this ball finds a lot of friction. You know, the thing about the lane conditions this week was there wasn't a lot of margin for error. You had to be really accurate, not only with speed, but with direction.
Mine came right at the foot.
Come on now. Can he refocus? He took that ball. All right. Take advantage. Urged it into the pocket.
And that's a nice way to take advantage of the good break on the right lane. 6-pin's going to go to the sidewall, second to your right, and it's going to chop the 10 in half. And when you get that kind of pin action, you see Lonnie's reaction there. When the pins start falling that way, that's telling you that your ball is entering the pocket the right way for maximum carry.
So, Gordie, you had a special ball drill today here at the...
drilled today.
How did it fit? Good feel?
Good.
Yep.
That's.
I don't know what prop. I know what it's.
Solid 10-pin there for Voss. Now, You had a chance to throw out that ceremonial first ball, Gordy. You came through, didn't get a gutter ball. How would you compare the pressure of maybe today's ceremonial first ball with some of the big goals you scored? Any connection there?
Not really. I just had too much fun today. And I had a good pleasure of meeting the all gentlemen who got the nerves going.
You came through
now.
for us on live national TV. We appreciate that. You saw the Voss number on the single pin conversion. Continues to stay at 100% on lane 40.
We're happy with you.
I think that, that's a really nice stat to see. I talked to a lot of friends at home that bowl league, and, how'd you bowl? I shot 680. How many spares did you miss? Well, I missed 3 10 pins. Well, that's 33 pins. Now, instead of 680, you're into the 700s. These players out here don't miss single pin spares.
Gordy Howe with us in the booth here for the start of this wild card match. Gordy, 6 decades, 32 pro seasons, 2,589 points. All those goals, more than 1,000. 10 pin again. Talking to that ball. When you look back at your career, is there any one thing that stands out? The Stanley Cup championships with the Wings, something like that?
Basically in Houston when I put on the blades with Marty and Mark, our sons. And it pretty well equaled everything, because when I retired, there was a tear in my eye because I said I'd given up the chances of playing with the 2 kids. So, but when my wife found a loophole in the contract, everything went good from that point.
Changed things a bit, didn't Voss picks up a mark. Waliczek for a strike now, and a triple in the 5th can even things up despite the disastrous open second frame.
Hey, if you're going to open, opening early is sure a lot better than opening 9th and 10th frame. Get it out of the way early, throw a string of strikes, you're right back in the match.
For a triple. Again comes in high, and just a 6-pin count.
And the hard part when you see the guys playing where they are is that they're playing so far or so close to that channel, that gutter, a little bit too far to the right and the ball falls in. Problem is a little bit too far to the left and it does exactly that. 3, 6, 9, 10. And the problem with this spare, you got to get the ball to drive into the 3-pin to cover that back pin, that 9-pin.
Trying to increase the spare conversion rate we saw a moment ago. Leaves another. So a second open frame for Lonnie Waliczek in the first half of the wild card match could really spell disaster.
See, the one thing that I don't understand is you have to have the ball hooking into that spare, and he threw a plastic ball, a very low friction ball. That ball has very little chance to get that back pin out.
It's amazing. I was talking to Ted Williams and I was asking baseball questions. He's asking me hockey questions. It's amazing how little we know.
Well, it was a real thrill to be behind the scenes and watch Gordy interact with the 5 bowlers on the show today. They obviously
Nice break there.
Really taken aback to be in Gordy's presence and a chance to shake hands, get a little autograph signing session and some pictures.
410 is standing up. That ball's a little light in the pocket. Gets a nice break here. Rolls to the 10 late.
It's amazing what sports can do for you. I said, when the gentleman was running for presidency, and he went out the back way, and somebody yelled that the Hauser here calling and Gordy. He turned around and came right back. It's amazing. It's just how much. And I felt the same way the first time I ever met a gentleman by the name